Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time car show, your weekly go-to, all things automotive place. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. Beautiful day here in the Houston, Texas area. Rain coming back again. You know, this has been a very strange year as far as weather is concerned with these rain showers.
Yes. It's been a strange 2 years.
Yeah, well,
Nothing
you're right.
Nothing like a little strange.
Nah, man.
My gosh.
I was referring to, car stuff.
I was too.
What's happening in the world.
I was too.
You were not.
The weather.
The weather, yeah. We were going to have, we need more Jeff and free Brittany. Yeah. We were going to have a guest, and we decided not to.
Because they didn't show up.
The guest decided not to.
I know.
This will be the third non-show today. And Mars does the booking.
We heard from
So
one
it's
of them.
his fault.
We heard from one of
Again.
them and said that he had a customer issue that he just couldn't leave, and he apologized.
He'd rather make money than talk to us.
Yeah. The other two are just I have no clue.
Gina's probably working.
I'm sure she is, and I'm sure
That woman does not rest.
Fred is too. But
She does not
regardless,
If you can't, then at least you could do is offer us a phone call and say, hey, I'm
Can't.
sorry we can't do it.
Well, the stereo guy came to us on Facebook and said, hey, I'm buried in a customer deal I can't get away from right now.
So I thought, this is and we haven't talked about tires in quite some time.
We have not.
And so I thought, well, I've got this piece here that I've been kind of hanging on to that I'm going to give to you.
Oh, okay.
Because it kind of sums up what's going on with tires. Look, it's round.
Black. It's got a hole in it.
Yeah, got a hole
There you
in
go.
it. But it's got some interesting things that actually Jeff showed me. All those numbers and letters and all the stuff that's all over.
And what they mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty informational.
Everything is coded. Everything is there. You can learn it. You
Well,
can
thanks
see
to
it.
you, it helped me tremendously when we bought the Corvette tires about a month ago, I guess, because we were interested in the date manufactured code,
Right.
and it's stamped on the side of the car. Well,
It
the
is.
Well, that's
reason
another $1,000 I'll have to spend on the rally because my tires are more than 10 years old.
well,
Yeah.
it's not so much that. What we were worried about is the date code on the new manufactured tires.
The build date.
Okay.
Right, because as it turns out, they had two of the tires in stock at the location. Okay, no big deal. But the other two, they had to order. I think that they were the back ones.
Well, let's back up the story
Please
a little
do.
bit because COVID, everything was shut down, no manufacturing in 2020 for most of the year. So that includes tire manufacturers in all over the world. So what you have in stock are tires that are pre-20, 19 and 18 year, the 2019, 2018 year, and then nothing being built in 20, and then, of course, production starting back in 21. So in knowing what a date of a tire is, and it's a 4-digit number on the tire, the first 2 digits are the week, and the second 2 digits are the year. So if you have a 4220, that tire was built in the 42nd week of 2020, which in this case there might have been some later in the year.
November, October.
Exactly. So what we did with Don's is we asked the seller, the retail place, if we could look at the tire dates, and they said sure. They were very accommodating, and we indicated we did not want anything over a year, closer to current time, being in the early part of spring of 2021. They allowed that. They did that. They actually went and ordered 2 of the tires in, like Don said, and ensured that the tires were built in the current year. And I think yours are like the 13th week of 21 and maybe the 9th week. So they're all
Well, that
within.
was pretty nice of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind
And
of
they let us
unusual
look.
because
They let us look.
They're letting you pull last in versus first in
Right.
inventory. And I know one of the issues with that tire on the Corvette is they just build them for short periods of time.
Correct.
That's not a tire that is endlessly in production.
That's a good point because Goodyear, Michelin, which you put on the vehicle, they build the fronts. They'll build nothing but a massive inventory to get the levels up on the front tires only, which depletes the rears at the retail side.
Right.
So, and then the next production are going to do the rears, and they're all directional tires. They're all staggered fit tires, so you can't interchange front and rear on that. So yes, you're going to build a production date of the fronts, and then the next is production date of the rears.
And that over time was issues for warranty work when I worked for GM, because there was a period of time where they hadn't built rears in a while, and
because of recalls,
and people needed rear tires, and they just physically weren't available.
Well, these are within 6 months of each other.
That's good.
It is good.
They're within weeks of each other. Years.
Well, the fronts are, and the backs are.
We'll double check, but I think they're within weeks, maybe a month.
But that's a good thing to know, is how old are your tires?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to look at it. So the first 2 digits of the week, the second 2 are the year.
And that information can be found on
the side of the
sidewall.
tire. Some manufacturers put it on both sides of the sidewall. Some do it on only one. And if it's mounted where the information's on the inside of the tire, yes, you're going to have to get under the car and look at it and maybe get a little dirty. But that's okay. It's a tire. It won't hurt you.
But those numbers are on the tire in real close to the rim.
Close to the rim. Yeah,
right, close to the wheel.
Close to the wheel. The manufacturer puts the date. I don't know if you can see this. It's closer to the rim on the inside here.
Yeah.
And it's not white lettered. It's going to be just cast
this
in
is
the
for,
tire.
Yeah. And you'll be able to see it. And the other information on the tire, of course, the manufacturer, you've got the size, which they call the aspect ratio. And you'll have, for instance, this example is a P215 65R15. And you're thinking, well, that's, get your decoder ring out. Well, P is for passenger. It's a passenger tire. You can use that on vehicles like an SUV or a pickup truck. It's because it's passenger, depending on the rating of the tire. And the 215 is in millimeters, which is across the edge to edge of the tire. And you've got some down there. We should actually be doing it on that tire.
It's okay. Go ahead.
And then, of course, the 65 is a percentage of the sidewall. It's 65% of that 215 millimeters of the tread. And R is radial, and, of course, the 15 is the diameter of the
hole.
The rim, yeah. The rim size.
And 15, you got to remember, my car's 14s.
Right.
14s are relatively rare.
Right.
15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s. When you go to Lone Star, what was the one guy saying from American Force? 30-inch wheels?
30-inch. And I saw on TV that somebody put a 36-inch rim on a Camaro, but it was like millions of dollars in modification. Yeah. Why?
Right.
So, $40,000 paint job, too. That's terrible.
So, Jeff, let me ask you. So yesterday I saw a Dodge Charger Hellcat, and he had some nice stuff on it. It's a pretty car, actually. But the wheels, the tires he had on it, said Hellcat in big white letters. Is that something that gets added, that you can add on?
Yeah.
You can buy
I've never seen that before.
You can either get it from the manufacturer or the dealer when you buy the tires. In fact, all manufacturers they have, it's not personalized, but they have things where you can put red letters on some of the off-road tires have
As a
them.
matter of fact, Jay Lucas, that does the pace car at Houston Motorsports Park, on his Corvette, he's put big, they're glue-on.
Yeah.
They're glue-on letters, Goodyear, or whatever else you want on there.
In that case, but you can get them from the manufacturer as well.
No.
Coker Tire does a lot of things that are specialty. It's a specialty shop for
I
them.
love those BF Goodriches that I had for TA radios.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm going to put on the rally for new tires.
Well, that's a Michelin sister company, BF Goodrich. Yep.
Yeah, I love those TA radios with the white letters.
But
Gatorbacks.
Going back in time in H60, you have to find a resource that can give you the information. Is how does that relate to a P metric tire? Because in the old days, tires weren't done in metric sizes.
They were done in N. They called them N's, and that was mainly European. And you can still get them. I mean, if you got a vehicle that needs that specific size, you can still get them.
Yeah, well, mine would have been H70s, which I think comes out to be like a 215, which is or 205. 215. But I think I can fit up to like 245s.
Yeah,
on the
get
truck.
195s, 205s, 215s, and on up.
So you mentioned P is the passenger. What is the other designation if it's not a P?
Well, you're going to have P on passenger truck and some of the SUVs. You might not have a nomenclature for that. It just may have
for instance, some sort of a delivery vehicle that has a specialty tire on the back of it that, hey, you put 100 pounds of pressure in it.
Yeah, you won't have a designation on that because you've got different ratings of the tires for passengers. If you get into commercial, now you're talking specifics on load index and speed ratings.
Right.
10 ply.
Load, exactly.
Heavy
It's generally 9 and 10. It's called an E rating for E or a C commercial. You'll find different nomenclatures in speed and load for trailer tires, and they are specifically marked trailer so that you don't put them on a passenger vehicle.
Can you put a passenger vehicle tire on a trailer?
You can't. You can't put a person, but
I mean,
it has to be rated for that speed and that weight. Yeah, so you put an E-rated passenger tire on a trailer, but it's best to just get a trailer tire.
Is it?
Yeah, it's best to just do that.
So, there's a speed rating on my tire.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Z.
Yeah, you've got them, C through Z. You've got X, which is a higher speed. I think yours are rated at 134, 164, something of that nature.
Yeah, 134, I think.
Which you'll probably be doing that later today.
I will not. Yeah,
Mars would be.
When we talked about that, I said, I'll never take that car over 130 miles an hour.
No, but the car is capable of it, so you need to have a tire that is certified for the capability of the car. It's like the old Ford Transit. It wouldn't go over 96, but it had a 112 mile an hour tire.
Yeah, it was probably an H-rated tire
on it. Right.
Probably H.
H is up to 130.
I think, Jeff, that what we did, we specified the mileage, the one tire,
right?
But we wound up getting upgraded to this because they didn't make a tire
and they'll do that. This particular retailer did do that. We've been there before. You've been there before, so they know what we're doing, and they were very accommodating.
Well, Jeff, let me ask you this. So Don's not going to do over 130 on this tire. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got it. It makes sense. But you get out here on Interstate 10, 75 and 80 for a couple of hours is real easy. So does that rating help you have a better tire at those kind of speeds, even though you're not going to be doing 130?
Well, it's specifically a speed rating. So it's the way the tire is built to accommodate that speed level over a duration of time. And
so it really doesn't make any difference if you're doing 75 then for 3 or 4 hours or 10 hours.
When I was a manufacturer rep for Pirelli, we actually visited in Rome, Georgia, the facility, and they have a dyno for tires. And this was about the time the new Camaro came out. And Pirelli had the exclusivity of that new Camaro, front and rear stagger fits. They had the 18s, 19s, and 21s, which was an LPO, for a specific SS model. They would put the tires on a tire dyno and run them at specific speeds of 160 miles an hour.
Trying to shred them.
And they would. And then they would go back and they would reverse engineer on what they had that broke.
Oh, okay.
And the reason for that, which is kind of the reason that Corvette went to Michelin years ago, is there is a relationship between the tire manufacturer. Remember I talked about Mobil 1?
Right.
So Mobil 1 is racing Corvettes. Michelin is racing Corvettes.
Right.
Pirelli, the class that the Camaro was running in the time, had a relationship with Camaro in that racing series.
IMSAs and things of that nature.
Which is why they ran Pirellis on that SS Camaro.
They're speaking in how they would communicate to the public because we get all of our engineering through racing. And they did. They literally did. They would build a tire for racing, and then they would, what can we pull into the manufacture of
race on
vehicle?
Sunday, sell on Monday.
Exactly.
I just find it all fascinating because, I never really thought about tires. All I did was I bought on looks and what everybody else was buying and whatever was popular at the time.
Well, and
now
price too.
Yeah, and price too. But now it's a different world. It's a different game out there.
Yeah.
And
the variety.
And in the Corvette, clearly not every manufacturer makes a tire that'll fit the Corvette.
Mm-hmm. Very few do.
Correct. And it just so happens that discount, what Jeff is referring to, where I bought the tire, they really only offered the Michelins. There was no other, when you look at the size.
Michelin was the only choice.
That's it.
But what Don did is he went online and he did his due diligence, the research online to see, I've got this make model, what comes on it, and that's how you found out that, hey, you can get some of these, but they're really not right. But
and there's a number of places you can go look at that comparative where you can just dial in your tire size, and it's going to list
Pop
the
up
good,
the
better, best of
Correct.
what manufacturers are there. But you really want to pay attention on a Corvette. I don't really think you want to put cheap tires on it.
Well, I don't think you can, to be honest with you.
No, you can't.
Because I don't think that they make cheap tires for
In
it.
that size.
And shortly after that, a week later, my daughter got new tires, and Kathy got new tires. She took off her Continentals. And
So
put
you
Michelins
paid
on.
full retail for yours, and he got the deal on the next two sets.
No, this
Probably. That was.
and I'm getting free tires. No.
Well, I remember on my 69 442, and this is quite some time ago, the tire to get was the old Goodyear Wingfoots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're talking early 80s
Yeah.
for the Wingfoots.
I remember them.
But they, the choice of tires was nothing back then compared to the manufacturer's choice of tires. And a lot of people need to realize that choice of tires sometimes is coming out of the same production plant that have different brand names on them.
Yeah.
And let me also say this, that they have new equipment to put the tires, take the tires off and put tires on at the discount store. And those tire machines are expensive tire machines.
Oh, yeah.
And these guys know how to put those low-profile tires. I mean, what, that much?
Rubber bands.
Rubber bands. And it takes a special person of knowledge that knows what they're doing to
And
put them on
machine.
there, and the machine.
Well, and then did you put run flats on?
No.
Okay.
Well-
good news is you didn't put run flats on.
Really?
Because when you add run flats to it and the sidewall flexibility goes away,
Oh, yeah. That's
it's
what's-
even more stress on the machine that the machine has to know it's putting run flats on.
Well-
and the installer has to know how to put run flats on correctly.
That's good for them, but run flats on this were, I think what Don was looking for, the cruise ride, the 1,000-mile trip, run flats would have worked for a flat, but,
It's not for the run.
Yeah,
But originally,
yeah.
the C5 had run flats
Right,
on it.
it did.
Yeah.
So did you get the expandable foam for the flat tire? If you have
I
one?
did not. No, if it gets down to that, we'll call a rollback wrecker.
I think I got a compressor. I still.
Yeah, I gave
Where
you.
would you put
I
it?
gave you a compressor.
No, not that big one. It's a trunk size.
I got one over there. Yeah, but I'm not going to carry that.
George says Steven Ruse is calling. He has a warranty he wants to sell you for your tires.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Already
the
got
offer.
it. He's already got it.
Yeah,
I think they're good for anything. For flats,
Road hazard.
rotation.
Yeah,
road,
I did the
And
full shebang.
some of the best kept secrets at Chevrolet were the C5 Corvettes.
You told us that.
when you bought the car new, they had a factory road hazard warranty on them. So if you ran over a ladder and blew a tire, Chevrolet would replace it for you for free. But nobody knew about it.
I got two things on it. Yeah. Well, when you do get a road hazard, like Don got on his through discount, people say, "Oh, I'm not going to pay the $12 or $14 per tire. That's too expensive. I'll never have a flat." The people that have a road hazard agreement, less than 3% of the people that have it use it. That is
but
a
it's
low number.
It's like having fire insurance on your house.
And never having a fire.
That's right. You hope you
Till
don't
you have
ever
one.
have to
Till you
have
have
it. You
one.
hope you don't ever
Exactly.
Or
use it.
me having flood insurance on my house and
Yeah,
having
well, you
never
needed
used
it.
it for 20 years.
There you
and
go.
Then I needed it.
There you go.
and
we
it came through for you.
And the Corvair. John did this Corvair the same way. Yep.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.
For that. You want to save the rest of that for later?
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
More numbers.
No, it's got some other stuff in there about tires, but let me see that.
Okay.
Give me that.
All right. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Don is the keeper of knowledge,
Keeper of tires.
and it needs to be in writing.
Well, no,
He
it's
can't
not.
remember it.
It's not that so much. But I have to tell you, don't ask me why. Well, I'll tell you why. I thought, those chrome wheels are just kind of really out of style these days.
On your Corvette?
No.
No. Don't.
No.
No.
So
Not on that black Corvette.
No.
No.
So what are you going to do? You going to get some new ones?
No.
Well,
Wagon wheels, white wagon wheels.
They had wagon. That's
know,
what the
white
C5 originally came from. Was what they called wagon wheels.
Don't they put
They were
wheels-
ugly as sin.
They put the transport tires and wheels on them. Use those. You've seen them.
the run flats.
Yeah, the big spokes.
No, I actually, I thought, of course, the latest rage is black wheels. I don't want black wheels.
No.
But my daughter on her Challenger, she's got this smoky-looking
Argent color, gray.
Yeah, it's dark, but it's not completely black.
Well, do red wheels to match your pumps.
No, I'm not
Anodized.
going to do that. But I thought, I'll bet you somebody has traded in a set of those from an older Corvette. Maybe
Can they anodize these?
I don't know. That would be a lot of money, and the car would be dead.
He knows Craig Bierman.
That's what I'm
with
talking
Speed
about.
Sport
Yeah.
Chrome.
Yep.
He can turn them any color he wants, or he can
Henna
send
color.
them out and get them
Is it-
powder coated.
Henna color.
Because it's a nice looking wheel. Just get them powder coated.
I
Color
say
you
leave them
want.
alone. Don't touch them.
No, don't touch it.
Don't touch them.
It's black. It likes chrome.
You pulled the strip off the side, and a world of difference. A new car, and it's great looking. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
You've taken the door edge guard off. Don't strip anything else off your car.
Step away from the wheels.
a couple of stories making news headlines this week. The accelerating e-commerce trend is placing more pressure on delivery and logistics companies to compete with the likes of Amazon. And it looks like FedEx, Nero, they're going to partner on autonomous delivery here in Houston. So look for that. And you've seen the commercials.
Pizza Hut.
And so be looking for that weird-looking thing coming at you.
Don't do pizza.
Down the street. Nissan North America recalling 138,736
Wow.
Sentra sedans from the 20 to 21 model years because the left, right, or both tie rods may be bent. What?
Possibly, maybe.
From the factory?
According to a defect notice filed with NHTSA, a bent tie rod could impair the driver's ability to steer the vehicle.
You think?
For one thing, the steering wheel could be off-center and experience vibration. For another, the tie rods possibly breaking could lead to a partial loss of steering control.
Just on one of the front tires, not
Is
both
Or
of them.
or the whole suspension could
This
come
is
off.
from the factory? This is
Like a dolphin, just kind
that
of.
was
How does
thinking
it
the
get
same
off the
thing.
assembly line?
I know how to take care of that
Yeah.
problem.
Oh my gosh, is that just crazy?
Yeah. Just
Man.
drive it in and lose the suspension and all that.
General Motors and Ford have spent much of the past year making one big-ticket EV reveal after another, from the GMC Hummer and Cadillac Lyriq to the F-150 Lightning and the E-Transit van. Two automakers also keep trying to one-up each other's plans to invest billions of dollars in EVs and eventually shift away from internal combustion engines. Ford's Lincoln luxury brand last week committed to 4 battery electric vehicles by 2030.
Yay.
While GM promised 2 additional U.S. battery plants as it raised its EV and autonomous vehicle investment to $35 billion
Billion.
through 2025.
So GM says, I'm going to up mine. Ford goes, I'm going to up yours.
That followed Ford's pledge of $30 billion toward
buy dinner?
EVs several weeks earlier,
Billion.
though the companies use different time frames that prevent straightforward dollar-to-dollar comparisons. The moves have put a charge into both companies' stock prices, which have roughly doubled since last fall.
I still have GM stock, and it's worth absolutely nothing.
Well, Ford better buy them dinner before they do that.
Toyota's elaborate peekaboo slow-motion reveal plan for the redesigned ugly 2022 Tundra was blown up late last week when someone posted undisguised images of the pickup's
that was
exterior
done on
online
purpose.
that were photographed off of a screen presentation.
It's done on purpose.
Few hours after the first images appeared, the company surrendered to the obvious and posted a full image of the next generation full-size Tundra pickup on its Twitter account, adding only, quote, "Some people don't know how to keep a secret," end quote.
Wah.
Ugly.
Wah.
Just saying. Oshkosh Defense said Tuesday it'll build the next generation U.S. Postal Service industry vehicles in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and expects to hire over 1,000 employees to do so. It allows for the delivery over 10 years of between 50 and 165,000 vehicles with a mix of internal combustion-powered and battery electric vehicles. Ford Motor Company, meanwhile, said it will provide engines, transmissions, and other parts for the vehicles.
All right.
And
Oshkosh, they also make baby clothes.
They do.
By gosh.
And they should have stick with the baby clothes because this thing is ugly.
By gosh.
What is the deal with ugly things? I don't.
It's the new thing.
Is it the new thing?
The uglier the better.
Ugly is the new black.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know about the wheel thing, but I'm not completely convinced that I'm going to stay with chrome. And what started the thought process was when I had the new tires put on, and the guy came up to me and said, that chrome is not looking real good on a couple of those wheels. And I'm going,
and this is a guy that sells wheels. So,
Yeah,
I would have done the same thing.
Well, maybe John Gray has some kind of application he could put on him that takes him away from chrome and turns him into like a satin.
There are websites that you can put your vehicle on and put different size wheels and different colors of wheels on them.
all right.
I think that thing would look good with a set of 14-inch wheels, like a 165 14.
Some old Mickey Thompsons. They got the
Little bitty
the
skinny.
gray,
You won't get a speed rating on that size
Kind of
tire.
those tires and wheels that they put on vehicles just to roll them around the shop until they get them ready.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, some steel wheels.
In fact, Borcherding had some. You could probably get some from him.
Yeah, he did have
They
some.
look good on the vet.
Oh, I think so, too.
Not.
Certainly would draw your attention.
With
Not.
that.
Yeah. Nice
Ooh,
orange.
talk about burnouts.
Yeah, it'd light those things up, wouldn't it? Hey, Greg Enders, I got something for you.
Hey, watch this.
Yeah, watch this.
Cool.
Home a beer.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here on the In Wheel Time Show after this quick break.
Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the most sought-after models in the Houston area today. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is easy to get to on Highway 225 near Beltway 8 in Pasadena. Whether it's online or in person, you're welcome like one of the family. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in returns Saturday, July 17th at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, July 17th, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. You see all the new ceramic car wash cleaners on TV now, but John Gray at Gulf Coast Auto Shield has been using ceramic coatings on Houston's most expensive cars for years, and he'll tell you that nothing beats the real thing. Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs a coating over your paint that actually comes with a warranty. If you just picked up your Lambo, your Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, any other exotic car, chances are your car will have company that have already found Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Now, you don't have to own an exotic. Maybe you got a truck, an SUV, or even an older vehicle that needs a little love. Well, let John Gray give it a look and give you an estimate on refurbishing that paint and making your vehicle look new again.
That's Gulf Coast Auto Shield. And that is going to do it for this episode. Wow, that's really loud, isn't it? This episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. And when you're on Facebook, please give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our junk. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn hunting features, along with all things automotive all week long. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast outlet. Special thanks to the guests that showed up today. The In Wheel Time Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing Manager and Video Technical Director, we need more Jeff Zekin. For Booking Agent and Podcast Man, Mike Out of This World Mars. His royalty, King Conrad DeLong. I'm Don Armstrong. Be sure and join us each and every Saturday for our 3-hour live broadcast across a multitude of audio and video streaming platforms right here on the Smoke and Mirrors Network. Today's show was produced by Suze the Cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
Next Saturday, you'll want to listen to our show from the inaugural Wheelchairs for Warriors car show at Bayway Chevy. That's 8 to 11 a.m. next Saturday. So long for now. Have a super cool weekend and a happy 4th of July. We'll see you for fireworks at the races at Houston Motorsports Park next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.